Good evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Chloe Feng. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. The Consumer Council warns about home security cameras. Police hunt for a man suspected of killing a woman during a burglary. And a war of words breaks out between Washington and Moscow after a U.S. drone crashes in the Black Sea. The city's consumer watchdog has found that 9 of the 10 home security cameras it tested posed privacy data leak concerns. And in an example that high prices do not guarantee quality, the cheapest model won the second highest rating in the test. Joanna Ho reports.
As technology advances, there are more ways for people to keep their home secure, such as by installing surveillance cameras that allow them to check their homes remotely. But their efforts could backfire unless they carefully choose the devices which operate through internet connections. The Consumer Council tested 10 camera models and found that 9 failed to meet the European cybersecurity standard. 4 of them, IMO, EasyViz, TP-Link, and D-Link, transmitted videos without encryption, making it easier for hackers to gain access. Another model, RealLink, when connected to a user's Wi-Fi network, didn't encrypt sensitive information during data transmission. 4 models were vulnerable to brute force attacks by hackers who could crack passwords to access video content. 2 of them, EasyViz and D-Link, used weak default passwords with only 6 digits or characters, while 1 SpotCam did not limit login attempts. Other models that pose cybersecurity concerns are BotSlab and Xiaomi. Although Arlo is the highest ranking and only model that complied with European cybersecurity standard, its mobile app, which allows users to watch real-time video captured by the camera, was found to have inadequate data storage security, just like the other 9 models.
As a customer, we can consider use a stronger password and change our password regularly. And another tips is that we can avoid using the public Wi-Fi and consider to use any firewall or some network monitoring system, and also limit the use of the home surveillance system.
Xiaomi, despite being the cheapest brand, costing $269, earned the second highest rating in the test. At $1,888, Arlo was the most expensive. Joanna Ho, HKIBC.
The consumer watchdog has urged people to avoid one type of dried pork snack after finding that it contained a veterinary drug that is banned in Hong Kong. The warning came although the Lim Jinghyang brand snack passed a test by the Center for Food Safety.
Of course, it will have standards or requirements about the maximum limit for the veterinarian drugs. But for a consumer, despite the fact that it passed the requirements, according to JECFA, which is the international organization about different food standards, they haven't yet be able to set a tolerable intake for human being. So that's why, for prudence sake, for consumers, if you're really conscious about your health, this is, what we recommend.
All 30 dried meat snacks tested by the council had a high sugar level. 13 were also detected with a type of a possibly carcinogenic contaminant. A manhunt is underway for a suspect following the killing of a woman during a burglary. Police say the suspect, who used a crowbar to attack the woman, knew the victim. Ms. Mark reports.
In the early hours of this morning, the body of a 63-year-old woman found dead in her flat was removed from her home and taken to a mortuary. The victim was found with head injuries in Block 3 of Chloe Feng Terrace. Police were alerted at 7:30 last night when the woman's boyfriend returned home and found her dead. The woman went home alone yesterday afternoon after having lunch with her boyfriend. On her return, she apparently surprised a man who had broken into her flat. The burglar used a crowbar to hit her repeatedly in the head before escaping. Speaking outside Chloe Feng Terrace, Superintendent Chen Chi-cheong said there were signs that the flat had been ransacked and someone had tried to open a safe that contained cash and gold accessories. Some of the woman's belongings were missing. Chen said police know the identity of the suspect, whom he described as a Chinese national who knew the victim. The crowbar that was used in the attack did not belong to the apartment. Officers took away a bag of evidence from the building to help in their investigation. Maisie Mock, HKIBC.
Taiwanese foreign affairs officials have summoned the ambassador of Honduras after the Central American country decided to switch diplomatic recognition to China. Honduras President Xiomara Castro asked her foreign minister to establish ties after weeks of negotiations with Beijing to build a hydroelectric dam. Taiwan expressed grave concern, but Ambassador Harold Bogus declined to answer questions from reporters in Taipei. After the switch, only certain countries will recognize Taiwan, while China has diplomatic ties with 181. Foreign Ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin said Honduras has made the right decision. Russia's ambassador to the United States has called on Washington to stop what he called hostile flights near his country's border. This comes after a U.S. drone crashed into the Black Sea following an incident with a Russian fighter jet, Azam Khan reports.
In a rare but serious direct clash, the Pentagon said 2 Russian Su-27 fighter jets struck an unmanned U.S. surveillance drone, causing it to crash into the Black Sea. The Kremlin, however, denied any direct contact between the aircraft. The U.S. State Department summoned Moscow's top envoy to complain.
This drone can carry 1,700 kilos of explosives. This drone can carry a few bombs. You see that what will be reaction of United States if you see such Russian drone very close, for example, to San Francisco or New York? What will be reaction of United States?
Washington described Russia's action over the Black Sea as unsafe and unprofessional.
What we saw again were fighter aircraft dumping fuel in front of this UAV, and then getting so close to the aircraft that it actually damaged the propeller on the MQ-9. It is an important and busy international waterway, and so it is not an uncommon mission for us to be flying in international airspace.
Moscow has previously voiced concern about U.S. intelligence flights close to Crimea, which was incorporated into Russia from Ukraine in 2014. Azam Khan, HKIBC.
Police in Pakistan have clashed with supporters of former Prime Minister Imran Khan outside his home in Lahore. A column of police fired tear gas and water cannon as they marched in an attempt to arrest him for failing to appear in court. Khan's supporters fought them off with bricks. Khan said he will appear in court on Saturday after resisting previous demands for security reasons. He escaped an assassination attempt last November. The cricketer-turned-politician was ousted in a no-confidence vote a year ago. He accused the current government of colluding with the military and the United States.
Today, the police, without showing of any legal document, suddenly attacked the residence of ex-Prime Minister, Chairman Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Imran Khan, and surrounded his residence and bombard with shelling and plain water mixed with dangerous chemicals. We are feeling burning in our skin, in our hands, in our eyes.
China China's economic growth has gathered pace with a sharp jump in retail sales in the first 2 months of the year. Industrial production and fixed asset investment also rose, while the urban jobless rate edged up slightly.
Retail sales rebounded in the 2 months since China reopened its border after dropping COVID curbs. After a 3-month decline, sales in January and February jumped 3.5% from a year earlier to record the largest increase in half a year. Industrial production in the first 2 months climbed 2.4%, slightly below expectations. Fixed asset investment jumped 5.5% after the government boosted infrastructure spending. Property investment fell at a slower pace, coming in at 5.7% compared with a 12.2% plunge in December, after several cities relaxed the purchasing restrictions. Boosting domestic demand and consumption is a priority this year, as high inflation weakened overseas demand. National Bureau of Statistics spokesman Fu Linghui said the authorities are confident of meeting this year's growth target of 5%, which many analysts say is very conservative. Fu also expects the real estate market to stabilize gradually. The urban jobless rate went up slightly to 5.6%, while youth unemployment reached 18.1%, up 1 percentage point. Beijing plans to create about 12 million jobs this year.
A recruitment agency has found that 85% of Hong Kong firms are finding it hard to hire workers. Lancy Choi of Manpower Group Greater China said all sectors are competing for talent as the economy recovers. The shortage is most acute in the information technology sector, as well as the consumer goods and services industry. The group's survey of 510 firms also found that 45% of them plan to hire more people in the next 3 months. Demand for recruits is greatest in the communications sector because of the revival of roaming services. And now let's take a look at the market. The Hang Seng Index closed up 291 points. Top 10 active stocks: Tencent up $3, Alibaba up $2.05, and Meituan up $1.30. AIA down 25 cents and Baidu up $4.60. Hong Kong Exchanges and Clearing up $9.40. Forex trading against Hong Kong dollar, the euro is at 8.29, British pound at 9.46, and Australian dollar at 5.21. Moving on to the UK market, the London FTSE is currently down 187 points. And on to the weather now. Clouds tomorrow morning will make way for clear skies later. Temperatures will range between 19 and 25 degrees. Be aware of light rain patches on Friday. And now let's take a look at the weather around the world. And that's our main news for Wednesday night. Join us for more news at 11. I'm Chloe Feng. Thanks for watching. Good night.